Hello everyone and welcome along. This is the Atlantis Eire Holistic Magazine YouTube channel, and we broadcast this on Facebook as well, by the way. We'll be putting this up a little bit later on. By the way, today's 2nd of April, and it is the day of the release of our brand new edition of the magazine, Atlantis Eire Holistic Health and Celtic Spirit magazine. Issue 7, available in shops nationwide. We're in 830 stores around the country, and it's our first anniversary edition as well. We're available in Eason's, Super Values, Caraboyle stores. We're available in all good newsagents around the country, including the north of Ireland, and we are also available online. Download the digital edition of the magazine, and you can order postal subscriptions. www.atlantiseire.ie, and we're available in all holistic stores, health stores, and in Angel Crystal shops. They've got various different names: holistic stores, crystal stores, angel shops, and so on, right around the country. Fantastic magazine, bigger and better than ever before. We're joined by Declan Quigley, Shamanic practitioner, and Declan, as always, features quite heavily in the Atlantis Eire magazine, and he writes 2 fantastic articles in this issue as well. We got to say welcome along, Declan.
Thank you, Aldo.
Declan is a shamanic practitioner. He's also a Reiki healer as well. But we're going to talk to Declan about a number of things. 2 fantastic articles in this edition, and we're going to have a chat about a couple of workshops that Declan runs here in the Atlantis Holistic store here in Castlebar in County Mayo. You're welcome along, Declan.
Thank you.
You've been with us for the last 3 days now, actually.
That's right.
Doing various shamanic healings, psychic readings, and a fantastic new workshop that was on Thursday night just gone. First of all, Declan, it's a first anniversary edition of the magazine. You featured right from issue 1. We're right up into issue 7. Can you tell us what is it for you to write articles in this particular magazine, or write articles in general? But what does it mean to you?
Well, first of all, it's a huge privilege to be able to put anything, your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own loves into a magazine that's nationally distributed. I think that's wonderful. It's a great privilege for me. But it's wonderful from a creative perspective as well. The work I do, obviously, is very, very creative, and part of the work I do focuses on that creative aspect anyway, and how the use of the creative energies are so important for the natural flow of energies throughout our bodies.
Sure.
So it's wonderful, and in this particular article, there's a labour of love of mine as well,
Okay.
and that is the old Celtic texts, the old mythological tales, and in this particular one, I'm highlighting the town Cuchulainn, or the cattle raid at Cooley. You know, it's a story of Cuchulainn and Queen Maeve here in Connacht, and the battle between the Connacht forces and the Ulster forces.
Okay.
You know, and how the young Cuchulainn steps up to the plate, 17 years old, and fights the Connacht army single-handed.
Single-handedly, yeah.
So it's a wonderful story, you know, and it's great to be able to put it out there.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's nice to let people know about. I would use the word re-educate people on some of our traditions and our history, our folklore, and so on as well. It's a fantastic article to read. The Way of the Wolf is this is kind of double pronged. The Way of the Wolf is the other article you write in issue 7, but it's also based on the Way of the Wolf workshop that started here in the Atlantis Centre just Thursday night gone. Today's Saturday, by the way, so it was Thursday.
Wonderful.
Fantastic workshop. Find Your Soul's Path.
Yeah, that's right, the soul path.
Yeah, tell us maybe all together. Tell us a little bit about the article and a little bit about the workshop, all in one, if you want.
Well, again, it is based on this workshop. The article is based on this workshop, and it very much is core shamanic practice, and that for a shamanic healer or those on a shamanic path, transformation is everything. It's all about transformation. fulfilling our soul's purpose, our soul's path. And from a spiritual perspective, the belief is we come into this life with a soul contract. And we have to fulfill that. Now we are presented with challenges and traumas and obstacles that we have to get past. And the essence of the workshop is looking at what went before this point, the traumas and the obstacles, eradicating those, and then looking at what our soul path is. And when I say our soul path, we know that from our passion. That's the thing that gives us most passion in life. And one of the attitudes in it is that we can do anything we want, but in our societies, in Western societies especially, we are told that we can't do anything we want. We have to do what is defined.
So there's constant limitations, false limitations, of course, put in place there. I'm lucky enough to be a part of the workshop, a fantastic workshop. For people that are viewing this this video clip, and lots of people will ask questions coming into our shop, and they will email us and so on, and they say, what is shamanism? What's involved in the workshops? So we might just touch a little bit on the real basic stuff. And I want you to explain to the people, what is a shamanic journey?
Well, a shamanic journey is a way of connecting, and a very specialized and very specific way of connecting in with spirit, the spirit world, and our guides, and in shamanic philosophy or theory or whatever you want to call it, our biggest allies are our spirit guides. And we don't all connect under that, but in ancient cultures, this was very much the norm. And this is for me, this is my passion, and spreading the word of shamanism, and that we can connect so easily and so efficiently, pardon me, and get so much back from spirit in that way. You know? That's what it's about.
Absolutely. My own experience on shamanic journeying would be, it certainly opens up a brand new world, a door to a new world.
Good for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, quite strong and quite prominent and quite life changing as well. For you to journey and discover lots of things that you have never discovered before, spirit guides and so on, and spirit animals and so on. I think it's quite important to explain that to people, which would be the foundation of.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. I mean, it's a wonderful technology, and it's very much seen as a technology.
Sure. Can you compare it for the good people out there watching this video clip, and they still may not fully understand what a journey is? Can you compare it to anything else? Can you compare it to a meditation? Can you compare it to?
Yeah, well, it's very much like it begins like a meditation, but it's a very structured journey. Now, when you're journeying, you have a certain intention in mind, a certain question in mind, and shamanic philosophy all throughout the world, you journey to three worlds: the upper world, middle world, and lower world. Okay. And each of those worlds have specific relevance and specific content.
Yeah. So quickly tell us the three worlds.
Okay.
And tell us what we may find in a journey to one of the three worlds. And you made a very interesting comparison and before sky, sea,
and earth,
shore, or sand.
Yeah, and that was the ancient Celtic or Irish philosophy, and many other cultures, Native American cultures. There's a similar type of structure or landscape to the spirit world.
Yeah.
In core shamanism, which has been in recent years developed by Michael Harner and his work, he talks about the upper world, middle world, and lower world, but it's basically the same. Basically the same mindset involved in it.
And the tree of life would have significance in the three worlds as well. We won't quite get into that now. We will in a later date. We've been kind of in, I don't know, would it be a little bit slow in getting our videos up here for a number of reasons onto the YouTube channel. I think time was the issue, but from now on we'll be putting up constant weekly or even a couple of videos every week onto the Atlantis Eire YouTube channel, which will also be shared on Declan's Anam Nasca Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Send them a friend request, by the way, Anam Nasca on Facebook. We'll be putting it up onto our various Facebook pages as well, which will be Atlantis Castlebar, which will be our store, AtlantisIreland.ie, which will be our connected to our website, and on the Atlantis Eire Holistic Health and Celtic Spirit magazine Facebook page as well. So we're really going to try and get it out there, and we're just trying to explain to people what the magazine is about, and get out there and buy it and have a read of it, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Just a reminder once again, issue 7, it actually came out yesterday, which is the 1st of April. This is it. It's a lovely turquoisey front cover and a nice fairy on it there as well. And I must say a big thank you to Celia Anderson, by the way, for a great designer of the magazine, and a big thank you to Helen O'Mara, who's got great patience as well. Fair play to you, Helen. And Helen writes some lovely articles in there as well. Various different stuff in it. Access bars. We have some astrology. We have a lot of shamanic. We have angels. We have fairies. We have crystals. We talk about the Celtic moon. I write a nice article myself, if I may say it's a nice article myself.
As a very good article.
About the Celtic moon, and that's in there as well. There's poetry, and there's angel scopes, and lots more as well. So we'll be putting up regular videos onto our YouTube channel and onto our Facebook pages as well.
I think it's wonderful too. I mean, that's one of the privileges of this magazine. There's really no other magazine on the market that is of the same content, the same quality of articles and spectrum and diversity of it. It's a wonderful thing for Ireland.
Absolutely, there's diversity there. I mean, in the north of Ireland as well. This magazine it's matching the Republic for interest, and sales and readership, and I'd safely say now, without a shadow of a doubt, we're the biggest read and the most accessible magazine of its kind in the country, and that was our aim from day one. Not for them to be in specific stores where you would have to go to a health store or a holistic store, angel crystal shop to buy the magazine. It's available in supermarkets like SuperValu. It's available in filling station chains like Caraboyle and Topaz filling stations around the country as well. In fact, I was up in Ashbourne in County Meath last Saturday, or last Sunday actually, and I just popped into a shop to buy a couple of bits and pieces, and there was a magazine sitting on the shelf, which is a lovely thing to see, that it's spread out right across the country. So that's our aim, make it accessible as well, that you don't have to go to specific stores to buy it, that it's there for you, and for people to find, just to stumble upon and enjoy it. I
think that's one of the big things also. I think Ireland is ready for this now.
Yeah.
Ireland is a psychological or whatever you call it, position, mindset to receive this type of information, whereas before perhaps it wasn't so much.
It wasn't before. The other part of the magazine as well, and as I said, it's the first anniversary edition. When we decided to bring the magazine out, which was probably late 2014, and we said we were going to get the magazine out. And if you believe in the power of intentions and manifestation, this magazine certainly is a 100% example in that belief, where everything came together and we got a magazine out there around the country, and it builds and builds and builds.
And again, one of the things too, this is a labour of love for the people involved in it, all the people, and there is a real belief in the messages that this magazine is promoting or putting forward.
Sure.
And for me, that can only be a success.
Absolutely.
You are manifesting your passion.
Your passion.
Again,
we're giving people a platform that if you want to write an article, you want to run some advertising in, our advertising sale continues, 50% off sale in our advertising. So it's an inexpensive national promotional platform to promote yourself and what you do. There's not really any other form of people being able to do that and bringing it out to a wide audience of people right around the country. It's grassroots stuff. We don't look for big names. We don't hunt down big psychics to write for us or to advertise with us. It's very much grassroots stuff. Typically in each issue there's around about 65 people involved in the publication of each issue. That breaks down to designers, to writers, to advertisers, and so on. There's a lot of people involved in the publication from all around the country. We have people from Belfast. I'll give you an example. In issue 7 we've Patrick Carberry, I think originally from Belfast.
I think so.
Right the way down to Eileen Lynch and Vicky Quinn Kavanagh in Cork. We go over to Wexford where we have Susan Hannon. We go over to Sligo, we have Psychic Henry. So it broadens out right across the country. I'll give you our website details again. If this is widely available, you don't have to physically you can download the PDF version, and we're also available on Amazon and Kindle download as well. So it can be bought anywhere. In fact, Canada and countries like that, we've got a lot of people reading it as well. www.atlantiseire.ie is our website address. You can order your online subscription. We'll deliver it to your front door, or you can download the digital edition of the magazine as well from that website.
I think an interesting addition to that too is Dee Mulrose.
Oh yeah,
Colin.
Yeah.
She talks about the ancient connection to wild garlic, for instance, and that was in Brehon law in Irish, and a lovely wee recipe there as well.
Absolutely. So she makes good scones. She makes lovely scones too.
she really does. Yeah, we just had one.
We just had one. Yeah,
before this.
Absolutely. The blend of the magazine is quite good because we try and get the balance right. We try and get a balance of holistic therapies in the magazine. We try and get a balance of a lot of the spiritual stuff and a balance of folklore there as well, Celtic history, Irish Celtic history, and so on. So it resonates with a lot of different people. You don't particularly have to be into holistic therapies and so on. You can read about stone circles. You can read about sacred trees. So it balances out among everyone. It has an interest for a lot of different people. But having said that, it's all interconnected as well. Declan Quigley, it's a pleasure talking to you. As always. Is there anything you want to say before we head off down to Achill?
Just again for the magazine, in the first edition, it's a year old now, and this magazine for me personally has brought so much. And I mean, not only in terms of work, but the creative aspect of it as well. Sure. And the ability to write for that, which I have never really done before. Yeah. And it's a wonderful opportunity for me. And thank you for that.
And thank you because it's great to have such a good guy and a knowledgeable guy and a positive guy involved with us in the magazine. And in the editor's page, and this is from issue 1, we always said if you would be interested in adding your unique energy to the magazine, please do contact us. Ring us up or email us if you'd like to write an article and contribute your angle and your energy into the magazine. Our email address is info@atlantiseire.ie if you'd like to get involved and send in some of your material in, because that's what we're all about, is for everyone to have an input into it, and everything within reason is relevant anyway.
And one more thing, just before we finish off, just a bit of self-promotion.
Yeah, sure.
We are running this Journey of the Wolf workshop. It's a 4-part workshop, and that's every 2 weeks. We've started on Thursday past. There are still places available if anybody wants to come along, and it will be a very intense transformational process. Yeah. And also, I mean, I'm here every two weeks. My therapy.
Part 1 of that particular workshop was on Thursday night, which was the 31st, and we're very badly organised, by the way, because we don't have our dates in front of us, so I can't really tell you exactly the date that level 2 or part 2 of this workshop goes ahead. Part 1 was the 31st of March, so it'll be 2 weeks after that, whatever date that works out at.
And it will be on a Thursday.
It will be always on a Thursday evening at 7 o'clock here in Castlebar, in the Atlantis store in Castlebar. Fascinating workshops, and as always Declan runs a a series of workshops right throughout the year. Declan is always here for shamanic healing. He does some psychic readings. He's very good psychic readings as well, and workshops and drumming circles as well. Drumming circles. So Declan's here every second week. In fact, on our other website, www.atlantisireland.ie, our schedule of events here in the shop upstairs in the therapy rooms. The schedule of events is on that website, atlantisireland.ie, and you'll see all the details and the dates for when Declan is here and everyone else here as well. Declan, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure talking to you, Aldo.
You will be heading north shortly, back up home.
Today, yes, tonight.
Nice old drive home as well.
4 hours, but
4 hours.
Lovely countryside in the way.
Of course, and well worth it. And we're heading down to Achill now for a while.
Pick up some crystals.
In Achill. Some
pick
fantastic.
up the vibes.
Pick up the vibes, yeah.
The
And some
beautiful.
fantastic crystals down there. Uncontaminated, untouched. Fantastic ones. We're actually planning as well, before we go again, we're planning on a number of things over the summer months. And if anyone out there that's tuned into this at the moment has any ideas for us, maybe, or locations, we are planning on doing excursions to sacred sites, and maybe doing some drumming circles, maybe doing some workshops at sacred sites around the country. And God knows we've got lots of them around this part of the country.
And all over the country.
All over the
Ireland
country,
is
yeah.
obviously rich with energetic sites.
Rich and undiscovered. And we're planning on doing some trips over the summer, weather permitting as well, spearheaded by Declan, of course, and we'll be doing drumming circles and so on. And we'd like to get a group of people together to come on these trips to certain sacred sites. And that's all to come. We'll have more details about that in time. Once again, we'll just give a little plug again. Fresh off the press, Atlantis Eire Issue 7, first anniversary edition, available nationwide. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll be back again very soon.